Hello, everybody. If there is anybody here. You guys ready for some awesome extras? Don Fry's Bad Blood interviews. They are great. Ken Shamrock has slightly worse ones. And we're also going to get a fight for this little extras. A fight that they cut out from the normal DVD rip. And that was Matsui versus Rodrigo Gracie, I think. They cut that out. So we're not going to include that in our regular review for Pride 19 Bad Blood, episode 22. So you're going to have to watch this to see that fight, and I will let everybody know that you have to watch this to see that fight just for historical accuracies. How's the stream health? Oh, it's good. Great. How does my voice sound? Am I loud enough? Let me know if I'm not loud enough. I should be loud enough. All right, I'm on that's right, Slit a Lip, Bad Blood. I'm gonna do my my bad Don Fry impression. Don Fry, champion of smoking crack. Oh, thanks, Lauren Berrien. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was the last classic MMA revival. I was kind of shitting on myself in the channel. All right, good. And I think I've listen. This is we're evolving here. I actually tested the sound of my voice, the microphone, and the desktop audio, so it should be perfect before it's been. You can't you can't hear the video, or I'm too quiet. So anyway, we're ready to go. Let me put my earphones on. But I have to mention I am on kind of babysitting duty. My wife went with a couple friends to go see a movie. So, if my son gets rambunctious, I might have to leave the recording studio, which is just my tiny little den, and go take care of him. But I'll let the video keep playing so you guys can enjoy it. So let's go. This is the... so they released a ringside collector's edition of Bad Blood because it is a monumental event for Pride. And they had all this promo packages and off-the-wall shit that they did to promote it. And they included that in an extra. So you had 2 releases of Bad Blood on DVD. You had just the regular event, and then you had the Ringside Collector's Edition that had this extra DVD that had all this cool stuff, and that's what we're watching. So let's press play. Here we go. We see a bus arriving in a parking garage. Oh, and I see Igor's trainer right there with the blonde hair, the woman. There's Don Fry. Like, hi, I'm Don Fry. I've been trying to perfect 2 impressions. An impression of Alex Jones and an impression of Don Fry.
How are you? Good, dude. How you doing?
Don Fry has a bit of an accent. He has like a bit of a Minnesota accent. Very slight. He's like, oh, I'm Don Fry. And he's got a very nasally voice, like a vocal fry going on in his voice. Hi, I'm Don Fry, champion of smoking crack. So anyway, that's my version of Don Fry. He's a crack smoking, child beating, Ken Shamrock hating maniac. He is a man's man. You are right, Lauren. Thanks, Bungo. I appreciate it. Appreciate you staying with the channel. Look at that sweatshirt, Pain Inc. There's Vanderlei Silva in a nice little running tracksuit there, and that's his manager with him. Here comes Ken Shamrock. Is that Ken? Who is that? Ken Shamrock's sister. Remember Ken Shamrock's sister in WWE? Is that her? Is he dating her? He's got the white trash sideburns. There's Matt Hume. And behind Ken Shamrock is Sans Right Trey Teligman. So I wonder if they came in on the same bus, just they had him sit in the back of the bus. There's Guy Mesger.
Gotta look out for us guys, you know?
Oh, and I make a shout out to Craig Harrison, our friend, longtime friend of the channel. He was here, but he lives over in England, so he had to go to bed. It's apparently late over there. Can you guys hear the video? Just let me know if you can't hear the video. Oh, thanks. Slit, that's a huge compliment. Thank you very much. Alright, that's the worst down fry you've ever heard, Jonathan. Listen, I'm working on it. Whenever I do impressions, I have to do them for about 10 minutes by myself before they're ready, and I haven't been doing it at all today. But it's kind of a girly down fry. So there's Minotauro working out in the ring just for show. Video is a bit quiet. Well, let's try and fix that. I mean, it's not really loud right now because they're just like bouncing around. Nothing's really happening. I mean, you might hear some ambient noises from them wrestling. It's not very loud. Ken Shamrock getting in the ring. Barely hear the video. Come on, guys. Hold on. It's as loud as it's going to go. There's nothing going on. When they start talking, if they're doing an interview or something and you can't hear them, let me know. Well, I'm saying Jonathan, I've already got the impression down, but it takes me a good 10 minutes before I'm ready to do it. After like 10 minutes, I'm good. I'm ready to go. Oh, we saw Higo Gracie, or whatever that Gracie's name is. He fights Matsui in a fight that's not going to be in the main episode because it's on this little DVD extra here. They cut it out of the main event DVD for whatever reason. Look at Shamrock. Yeah. He's like, wow. Do you see that? Oh, and there's, what's his, oh, he's wrestling with Mesger. Seeing Tim Catalfo. Tim Catalfo there with the mustache. I fall asleep to Minotauro Nogueira's wrestling. It's so great. It's just... All right. Whoa, you see that takedown from Shamrock? Whoa, that was nice. That was like a body scissors takedown. He's like, yeah, I'm done. That's it. That's all he's going to do. And here's here's a different view here. Ooh, someone's getting uppity there. Is that Alex Diebling? There's Heath Herring. He's got boxing gloves on and fucking crazy ass haircut. Core Hammers holding the pads for him. I think that's Core Hammers, which is the famous Dutch kicks. Yeah, it's Core Hammers. You fall asleep to Dan Severn breathing outside your window. He's just staring with his kind of goofy eyes. He's just like, oh, I'm just looking for for a gas station. He's got like a Michigan accent. I can't do a Michigan accent. But He's just there and his eyes are like crossed. He's outside your window. Whoa, Don Fry is getting a workout. Oh yeah, this is good. This is Don Fry. Oh yeah, I'm gonna work on my Don Fry a little bit here. He's like, oh yeah, that feels good. Oh, give me some crack. Hi, I'm Don Fry, champion of UFC. Oh, it's well, if you watching the Pride, my knowledge is okay. I fake most of it. I guess a lot of it is watching this and like recognizing the people around the Pride Fighting Championship at the time. But doing this series has helped me, gain a lot of useless knowledge on MMA back in the early 2000s, which will never be useful in the future unless I'm talking about Pride. I was born in California. I'm a transplant to Illinois. I don't know why the hell I'm living in Illinois. Should move to Indiana or Iowa. But yeah, I don't know what kind of accent I have now. Maybe I do have a Michigan accent, a Midwestern accent. I know I ain't got a Chicago accent. That's more of a kind of a. You're from Chicago. You go to Chicago for the pizza. That's a. I know Don Fry never smoked crack. My version of Don Fry is a big crack smoker. But what's funny is he has a very slight Wisconsin, Minnesota accent. Very slight. It's hard to replicate. But he's like, oh yeah. That's like kind of like a Minnesota accent. Like, oh yeah, we like our cheese up here in Michigan or Wisconsin. We like our cheese. Or Minnesota, eh? Minnesota's like real close to Canada, so it's really kind of close to a Canadian accent. And Don Fry's like, oh yeah, I really hate Ken Shamrock. He's a real asshole. I just like to punch him in the face. See, I'm still working on the Don Fry. And I know it's a horrible accent. My Chicago accent was bad. Ken Shamrock, maybe. I don't know if he smoked crack. Maybe he did. Nothing wrong with smoking crack. As long as you do it in moderation. You think his sideburns were majestic? Yeah, Guy Mesger had great sideburns. And I don't know who started it first, but there was like a war going on for sideburns in the Lion's Den. Yeah, I don't know how Ken Shamrock. He was kind of like a normal guy, like a regular dude, but I don't know. It's like he's got a bit of the Asperger's. Oh, okay. So the Michigan accent, they dropped the G. That's good to know. Is this right before the fight here? Now, see, what sucks about... Hey, Eric Harris, welcome to the channel. We're watching Pride Bad Blood. Bad Blood DVD extras here. Well, so crack, I have a friend who said, smoking, I actually prefer smoking crack to snorting cocaine. This is the friends I have. He said, because I'm a smoker anyway, and so it's just easier to smoke crack. I'm like, all right, dude. He's a guy who I have done cocaine with in the past. Now, I'm not a avid cocaine user. I'm not advocating anybody do cocaine, but I have done cocaine in the past. He said smoking crack it's the same thing as doing cocaine. You're just smoking it. I'm like, I'll take your word for it. I've never smoked crack. There's Don Fry. He's like, I'm Don Fry, champion of smoking crack. You know I really hate that asshole Ken Shamrock. I just love to punch him in the face. He's like a big kid, you know. I just love to punch him in the face. That's why I like to punch him in the face. He's like a big kid.
Hey guys, tell me what's going on, man.
So I wonder if this is backstage right before the fight. Of course, we get to see all the legendary promos that they did. Oh, he's doing his own hand reps. Look at that. Man, Don Fry is a fucking legend. Cocaine, I will admit, cocaine is great though. I kind of got over doing cocaine. Occasionally on the weekends because, you know, when you're party. Hey, it's Alejandro Ordaz. What happened? He won a poster, disappeared. I sent the poster to him. It was sent back to me. You fucking asshole. It was like $15 shipping. It comes back to me. And were you arrested or something? Did you get arrested? I noticed your Twitter profile there had some illicit materials. There's Nogueira. He's doing pad work with a very small man. See, I've never, weed. I have no problem with it. I think it should be legal, but the one time I did, I was at a buddy's house. Whoa, Don Fry is all sweaty. This is after his obvious victory here. He's got the American trunks on.
Do you have any comment on the match? Ken Shamrock's a great fighter.
All right, here
Great fighter.
I'm gonna pause it right there. You guys hear that? Did you hear Don Fry? Okay, or is it too low? You tell me right now. He said Ken Shamrock's a great fighter. You let me know. I'll press play again once you let me know that you could hear him. It's all right, Alejandro. I'm just giving you shit. But if you want that poster, you are going to have to pay for shipping this time. You know, you can always get out of talking about stuff, like even on radio and stuff like that. Talking about illicit stuff, you can just say, "Oh, I was playing a part," or "I was just joking." They have to prove that I've done, any illicit drugs. Okay, it's a bit low. Some say it's a bit low. I'm gonna turn it up here. I don't want it to overpower my voice because that's why you're here. You're here to hear me. So I'm gonna rewind it just a little bit. But anyway, I was over at a buddy's house. I was telling my bong hit. They had like a water bong there. I never really smoked weed before. I took a couple drags off like a doobie. Doobie. I'm dating myself like I'm an old grandpa. And they said, "Here, take a hit off this." I said, "All right." I took like the biggest, longest hit ever. I didn't know what the rules were. I got so fucking high.
Ken Shamrock's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. I love it.
That I couldn't, everything turned white, and I could feel it coming. Like, I went to the bathroom and splashed water on my face because I could feel, the trip coming. Whoa, he just broke that woman's camera. And there's Tom Erickson behind him. He's got his little Ken Shamrock ass kicker trophy. That's what it says on it. Kick Ken Shamrock's ass. What's funny is on the DVD of this is presented as the main event. But I don't think on the actual event, as it happened live. Oh, there's Waleed Ismail. I don't think this was the main event. I think Vanderlei Silva versus Tamura was the main event. This was like the second co-main event. Big Nog versus Heath Herring was the co-main event. So for continuity purposes, in the review, when we release the review, this will be reviewed as the main event because that's how it happened on the DVD. He's in pain there from Ken Shamrock twerking on his ankle.
Okay, I'm here with the
Oh my
winner
God!
of
Look
what
at how
I
bad
think was like a
Quadros'
dogfight,
hair
dog.
is.
I mean,
He
good
forgot to
dogs.
wash the shampoo out of it.
Bit and chewed up and spit out.
I got bit and chewed up and spit
Well,
out.
you're really back in the mix now. What is next for you?
I'm gonna go to Hawaii.
I'm
Soak in the.
gonna go soak in the
sea
tub.
and,
I'm gonna go smoke some crack.
Always do what my wife tells me to do.
Yeah, you're right. Because she's sitting behind us, you know, you gotta better watch out.
Good woman.
Done.
Beautiful.
Done.
Beautiful woman. Nice.
Done.
Smart too. Yes,
Done.
sir.
The bad blood.
Quadros is all business here. He's a Quadros. I love Quadros, but he is a bit of a spaz. He is a bit of a spaz, and I could see how he could rub people the wrong way because he's kind of a humorless
Ken beat it out.
jackass
Beat it out
sometimes.
Ken, but, you know,
Oh my God.
I think the fans probably want to see it again.
Okay, and the leg.
Eric, we do have,
We couldn't believe that you didn't
not like our Pride Resurrections, we do have classic MMA revivals for a couple of the Valley Tudo Japan events. We also have a classic MMA revival duo where me and Alistair watch
Well, I can speak on behalf of my
Alistair, the Australian, who has Gentlemen's Combatives. We do watch Valley Tudo Japan, so if you're interested in those, we watched a couple. We plan to do more, but he's got a job now, and he's not around as much.
We saw this man defeat Ken
So
Shamrock
Quadros'
with
hair there,
decision,
it's interesting to
and we
know. It's like he
also
woke
saw
up and didn't wash the
Wanderlei
conditioner
Silva
out of his hair.
defend his title with a devastating one-punch knockout over Kyoshi Tamura. And then it was Igor Vovchanson losing a decision to Heath Herring. But, boss, the spectacular fight, Pele versus Newton, that was awesome.
My God.
Yeah, that Pele versus
We
Newton
never
fight
expected a
is
fight like that.
awesome.
We knew Pele was going to come out throwing bombs. Then it went to the ground.
I do agree,
Newton
Best
got
Way
that
Killer, that
knee to the
Quadros
head.
is the best play-by-play
Everybody,
guy
including
ever.
us, thought it would be over.
But I could understand why he got fired and people don't like him. It's kind of a spaz.
Took Pele in the armbar and cranked it. He needed all the power he had, but he got the armbar and Pele tapped. It was an unbelievable fight.
That was one of the greatest mixed martial art fights
Joey
I've seen.
DeClue,
Antonio
who are you
Rivera
talking about?
exerted his will and defeated Enzo
Who
So
only
that's
likes
it
your comments?
for
Quadros?
Bad Blood.
Yeah, he
And
does
I'm
that.
Stephen Quadros, along with Don Fry, my partner,
Though
the
he has
birthday
answered
boy.
some of my questions. I've asked him a couple questions, and he's liked some of them. And I was pissed at one time. I'm like, Quadros, I didn't want to fucking like. Oh, here we go.
And there's very few times that you get to fight somebody that you truly dislike.
So I did.
For all the trash you've been talking about,
Let me
man.
pause it real quick because I did the Starship Enterprise encounters Don Fry in space, and I just took Don Fry's interviews here from Bad Blood and put them on the view screen. I'm gonna do a version of that with Ken Shamrock here, but I gotta look through. I gotta look through my Star Trek videos and see if I have a good view screen interaction between Patrick Stewart or Jean-Luc Picard and some aliens.
Family and about me. Now I get to step in the ring.
The camera
and I'm
work
gonna
is
shut your
awesome.
mouth
The
once
way
and
it
for all
gets
on the 24th
real
at Bad
close.
Blood. And I'll tell you something. I'm not coming to tie little pretty roses. I'm coming to hurt somebody. And it's going to be you. I've been in the mixed martial arts world for a long time.
Look at this camera
And Don
work.
Fry, ever since you came in here, all you've done is talk trash.
It's
Talk
so
trash about my
great.
family. You've talked trash about me. And you talk trash about the business. Well, I'm going to tell you something, Don Fry. When I get in the ring with you,
Oh,
I'm
hold
going
on.
to
I
put a
better
beat
check and make sure that this street. Okay, because you guys went quiet there.
beating on you that you've never felt before. All these times that you've been talking trash, I'm going to shove them right down your throat. At Bad Blood on the 24th. You can't out-grapple me, you can't out-punch me, and you definitely ain't in better shape than me. So on that night, it's going to be a very,
I don't
very
know
bad night
about
for
your heart there, Ken.
February, Ken Shamrock and I fight. Ken Shamrock's the most dangerous man on the planet. Maybe when he's behind the
Called
wheel
him
of
the
a car.
most dangerous man on the planet. It's the world's most dangerous man. He was pretty close. It's like if you were to translate Ken Shamrock's nickname, world's most dangerous man, into like Spanish, The most dangerous man on the planet. That's how it comes out.
No, when he's in the ring, he means nothing to me. I'm going to destroy him. Ken Shamrock, you're just a boy. You're trick-or-treating at the wrong door. Pride, bad blood. Ken Shamrock versus Don Fry.
Bad blood.
I'm going to make a snack out of him. I'm going to twist him up like a Shamrock pretzel. I'm Don Fry, champion of the UFC. I'm getting so tired. People ask me, did you ever fight Ken Shamrock? Did you ever fight Ken Shamrock? I'm going to destroy Ken Shamrock in February. That way nobody's going to remember his name ever again.
These are so great.
I won 2 tournaments. Ken Shamrock never even finished a tournament. I fought 3 times one night. Ken, on a good night, could fight 1.5 fights. The competition he fought was horrible. He got beat up by everybody he ever fought. He got lucky if he won a match. I destroyed everybody I ever fought. I never went through a decision. I always knocked people out. I always submitted people. I am the man.
That was awesome. That is awesome shit.
Ken Shamrock.
All right, while this promo is playing, I'm gonna go check on my son real quick because I am on I am on babysitting
I'm gonna
duty,
shut
so I'll
his
be
mouth
right back.
once and for all.
All this month, Pride Fighting presents Bad Blood.
I'm going to destroy the legend of Ken Shamrock.
Order with your remote control all this month. Don't miss it. Shamrock versus Fry. This
All right,
month,
he fell asleep,
Bad
so we're
Blood is gonna boil over.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the press conference.
So what sucks though about the DVD rip of this that I got, it does not include the Parade of Fighters, and it doesn't include many walkouts. It's really kind of a stripped down and kind of shitty. I kind of hate it.
試合を15日に控えました出場16選手が入場します。
Joey declared. He's like, guy, Don Fry. I smoked a whole bunch of crack, Ken Shamrock. He didn't do any shit at all. So this is, I think this is after, this might have been at the Karakuan Hall after Pride the Best Volume 1. And some people decided to stick around. Or no, this was like a press event. So you have a lot of people from the press in there. So now we get our Parade of Fighters. I should put this in as the Parade of Fighters. The most pathetic Parade of Fighters. There's Tim Catalfo. Yeah, I do like Kai Grant or Kay Grant too. He's really good for a Japanese announcer.
第2試合 Alex Stiebling Village Ismail
Alex Stiebling versus Khalid Ismail. Yeah, packed house. So here's the fight that's not on, that won't be in the regular review, but we will get to see it in this DVD extra here. It's Rodrigo Gracie versus Matsui. Rodrigo, I think this is Rodrigo. I don't know, it's some Gracie. He looks like a hobo.
Carlos Newton.
Yeah, that would have been funny if it was Senior from American Chop or something. There's no spoilers, but this is the best fight on Bad Blood. Carlos Newton versus Pele. Thank you, Tom. I thought it was a good idea too. I was like wondering what the hell am I going to do with this DVD extra I have for Bad Blood. I said, oh well, here we go. And since there is no Parade of Fighters, I think I will put this in on the regular review. It's the Parade of Fighters at the very beginning before the review starts. Ken Shamrock Don't fry! Giant jug of water. They all got water. Did they just weigh in? They must have just weighed in. Yeah, see, so I was right. On the regular, the event as it played out, it was Don Frye, Shamrock, Enson Inoue versus Nogueira, then Vanderlei versus Tamura. But on the DVD, Don Frye versus Shamrock is moved to the main event. I don't know why. So that's how we're going to review it. We're going to review it as the DVD.
第8試合プライドミドル級タイトルマッチチャレンジャー田村清チャンピオンバンダレイシューバー
Tamura, Great Japanese Hope versus Vanderlei Silva, who was a complete unstoppable force in this time period. I don't think there was any. He was the #1 fighter in the world at this time, bar none. Well, except maybe Tito Ortiz, but only because I think he lost to Tito. He couldn't beat Tito.
さあいかがでしょうか
Tim Catalfo is about a foot shorter than Tom Erickson. How do you think this fight is going to go, fight fans? This is not going to be pretty. There's Valid. There is some great Valid promos in this DVD extra, by the way. Some great Valid promos.
What about watching together the Kamalas? Yeah, Wizard of Fight Force. What about that?
What
Standing
is
together.
Kay Grants? Oh, there's
watching Kamala.
Naoto Morishita, future Yakuza
Yeah, and they're looking at each other.
victim.
Good.
Okay, Kay Grant is directing him. Matsui, can you see Matsui?
Come up here and take a picture first.
Take a picture first.
See on the front.
Pele
first,
doesn't understand.
with the fighting pose or something like that.
Pele doesn't understand.
Now looking together, looking at each other.
This is funny. Kay Grant is like the director.
Eh, カメラマンの皆さんリクエストをしてください。Alright, that's good. こちらはどうでしょう
I don't know about them
Okay,
glasses.
what about this
though.
side?
They're
Please do that again.
Newton.
Hi, ありがとうございました。Thank you very much. Igor Volchanchin.
Igor Volchenchin. I got a big soft spot in my heart for
And take a picture first.
Igor. Igor, though, you could just see. Yeah, the six-sided ring was used for the best Pride the Best Volume 1, which was held
Hey, what about you guys?
1 or 2
looking at each
days
other with the
before
mean face?
Pride Bad Blood, and it was
Come
a
on.
very horrible event. You can see our review for it. We did
Stereo
a review for it a month or two ago. It was
Hey,
a terrible
don't
event,
smile.
but it had some fun ideas in it.
What about this side, please? Yeah.
Igor, he just looks wore down here. He looks like he's slightly disinterested. And especially if the night of the
Please come
fight,
up to the stage.
when he comes in, it looks like he rolled out of bed and his hair is all
And then like
messed
to
up.
take a picture now, please. With the fighting force.
With the
Please.
fighting force. They ain't doing it.
もう早くも火花が散っています。
Look at that shirt. Hold on. Where can you buy a shirt like this? Where can I get that off the rack? It's like a motorcycle mural with a blue river going through it. He's got on dad jeans. Well, they both got on dad jeans. But Don Frye, look at this. Only a real man could wear something like this and still look like a total badass, and that is Don Fry. No, not all the prides. And hey, Tonka, welcome. Not all the prides came with. I don't know if they made very many of the ringside collector's editions. I think they did one for the Grand Prix in 2000.
That's right. They won't see you guys.
I do want to buy this shirt though. Wherever I can find a shirt like this.
Please. I understand. Okay.
Oh, they are okay. In Panama City, you can get those. Uh-oh, they're getting into it. Please calm down. Heath Herring's in there.
So I want you guys to calm down and well, we'd like to have some comment, please.
Yeah, so they didn't release many of
Okay.
these ringside
first.
collector's
I want to say something.
edition DVDs. They released, I think,
So let's go.
3. One for
Okay.
the Grand Prix, one for this one for, I want to say it was Final
I'm tired
Conflict.
of all this crap. I want 24th to come. I want the bell to ring so as I can go in there and do what I do best. And I'm a fighter. I do it. That's what I am. I'm a professional. This motherfucker over here is not a professional.
This
He likes to bring
motherfucker.
people's families into it. And you know what? You're going to pay for that. All right? You should not kick a fucking sleeping dog. Do you understand what I'm saying? Come on the 24th. You better bring it all because I'm gonna be in there to fucking
Yeah.
die. You know?
Uh-oh. Either they're putting out a great promo here, or Ken Shamrock really did have a lot of hate and rage in his heart. And I do agree, Tonka. Sideburn Ken is not on the level of mustached
いや
Fry.
本当にこれが本体は戦いの記者発表だったりするわけですよ。では続いての選手です。エンセン井上選手、そしてアントニオ・ホドリゴのゲイラ、please come
Ken
up to the
Shamrock.
stage.
He's got anger issues.
Yeah, that's good.
Minotauro looks high or barely amused. He looks like he doesn't give a shit.
エンセン選手はこれがもう最後のマッチとも言われていますので、大変楽しみですなところですね。
Yeah, I think I do agree, Tanaka. Ken Shamrock was never very good at
from,
promos.
Don Fry, so if you have comments, we would like to hear.
はい、ただいまじゃあ。はい。
Yeah, we've been
Oh, hold on,
talking,
guys. Listen to this. I'll be right back.
crap to each other for about 4 years now. 4 to 8 hours now, it's going to be all over. And we're going to be finished with this. I'm going to move on. And I'm going to, after I win in 4 to 8 hours, I'm going to go after the belt.
And now all the fighters would like to take a picture.
I just came back. What was it with that shitty face, that shitty look on Shamrock's
Crap to
face?
each other for about 4 years now. 4 to 8 hours now, it's going to be all over.
Look at
And we're going to be
What
finished.
the fuck is wrong with you, Shamrock? What is wrong with you? Oh man, it's like somebody just ran over his dog, and a pizza delivery guy is late. Oh man, hey Rob Hill, welcome, welcome to the stream. You haven't missed a whole lot. You missed the great promos from Don Fry, but that's about it.
With this, I'm going to move on, and I'm going to, after I win in 4 to 8 hours, I'm going to go after the belt.
And now all the fighters would like to take a pictures with all of you.
Por favor, em volta do presidente, vai tirar fotos
So
todos
please
juntos.
get in squeezer to the President Morishita. あ、そうですか。あんまり前に来ないようにしてください。
Yes, Mike
Like this
Johnson, the
line.
sent to bed with no dinner face.
はい。椅子のあたりまでお願いします。
Afastar mais um pouquinho.
Ken Shamrock is looking a little more at ease here now that Don Fry isn't talking.
So I want you guys to make a fighting pose all together.
So Kay Grant here is like he was just a ring announcer, but it's almost like he's a producer here.
I want you to take it back a little bit more, please, please. It's too wide to take a picture. いいですか？これぐらいで。はい、now let's go. Okay. Here we go with the fighting pose. Squeezer, getting squeezed a little.
This is ridiculous. Valida Ishmael, he's like, come on, man. Can we get on with it? Watch Valida Ishmael here. He's like totally over
Here
it.
we go with the fighting pose.
He's like, are you kidding me?
Getting squeezed
Come on, man. Yes, Jonathan was wrong. It's an MC. Valida Ishmael is pissed.
Hi.
Yes, Prayed Up. You can get this on DVD. Probably on Amazon. You can still probably get it pretty cheap. Let me pause it. I think you could probably get it on Amazon for like $10. It's called the Ringside Collector's Edition of Bad Blood. So you can get this.
社長もファイティングポーズお願いします。田村選手もお願いします。よかったらお願いします。
Yeah, Valid was pissed there. He was like, oh, fuck you. There's more Ishida.
他にリクエストございましたら言ってください。
It would be a little bit over a year later, he would be suicided. Very sad story. But I think Sakikibara, Nobuyuki Sakikibara was probably involved in it because he took over Pride after that. There was a bunch of Yakuza forces at play that were trying to vie for some control of Pride. Kind of a crazy fucking story. Yes, I will be archiving this stream, so Major Storm. Yes. And how do you do that? How do you tag somebody in the chat like that? I can never figure out how to do that. Do you, when I'm in a live chat, I'm not good at live chats. How do you highlight and tag somebody?
Thank you. Thank you, Eagle.
Willpower could be his nickname.
Straight out of a Grateful Dead
video.
Don
Fry. Don, where did you get the name the Predator?
It was actually based on my English bulldog I had a few years ago. You know, you grab him, pull his lips back, and he looked like the Predator out of the movie. You know, had the undershot jaw, the big old teeth, and he'd try and bite your fingers as you're doing it.
I understand another fighter, actually.
Is that all you do? That's all you have to do is just type at before typing their name?
I don't think he borrowed it. I think he stole it, but, you know, I've yet to run into him, and when I do, then we'll discuss.
Oh, yeah, Don Fry was famously upset at a Japanese pro wrestler who took his nickname. It was his nickname, the Predator. I don't know the Japanese wrestler's name, but he mentions it here. Quadros.
He is Don Fry. He is Don. Another fighter, actually a pro wrestler here, borrowed your nickname. What do you think about that?
I don't think he borrowed it. I think he stole it. But, you know, I've yet to run into him, and when I do, then we'll discuss the term.
Okay, Don Fry, like, Predator is kind of a common sort of warrior-like nickname. I don't think you can claim ownership of it. Okay, buddy. Come on. You said you took it from the Predator movie yourself.
The conditions of the name.
Okay, now discussing terms and conditions. You're going to be fighting Ken Shamrock.
Hey, what's up, Easy Game Hunter?
How will the discussion of the terms and conditions of that go?
I won't be fighting Ken Shamrock.
Sylvester Turkai, is that the guy who stole his
I'm not
his
gonna
nickname?
throw a punch. I'm going to submit him. I'm going to beat him in his own game.
Submit him. Triangle.
Yeah, see, I don't know what
game plan.
Either one. I mean,
I don't know what whoever was involved with like deciding this shit.
Okay, now
what the fuck is going on with this? Why are you doing this for an interview? Like, what is with this lighting? Do we need this for like an interview of a fighter? Who decided this? They were trying new and experimental stuff over in Pride in the 2000s.
The show. Explain why there's bad blood between you two.
You know, goes back to UFC 8 and UFC 9 and 10. Shamrock, you know, I'd go up to him and say hi, and he really didn't treat me really well. You know, he's a cocky.
There's sadness in those eyes. He just wanted to be friends with Ken. And Ken, that motherfucker. Look at these sad eyes when he's talking about this story. Ken Shamrock hurt his feelings. That's what the bad blood is all about. Ken Shamrock was the cool kid. Don Fry just wanted to be friends. And Ken Shamrock wouldn't give him the time of day.
He was better than me. And then probably around UFC 14 or so when they were over there in Iowa, you know, he got on TV and started bad-mouthing Dan Gable and all the amateur wrestlers. And he wanted to come back and fight the best in the sport and blah, blah, blah. So next day I picked up the phone, I called the UFC and said, okay, I'll take that fight. And they danced around it, you know. Shamrock said he'd fight anybody but me.
Okay, why do you think he's fighting you now?
Probably because he's painted in a corner. Pride forced him to, called his hand. He owes him a fight, and he has no choice.
Okay, now, would you like to describe how that fight will unfold?
See, bell's going to ring.
Is that the story behind King Mo versus Rampage? Is someone snubbed the other guy?
He's going to do it. I'm sure he's going to dance around me, trying to avoid me. I'm just going to close the gap, take him down, and submit him.
Okay, now you're one of the first guys who came in with a little bit of boxing because you used to be a pro boxer. Ken's done a little bit of boxing training himself. Do you think that's going to be a factor?
No, I've seen Ken's boxing abilities or inabilities, however you wish to describe them.
His inabilities.
They're not a factor.
Okay, now let's say if you beat Ken, what would be next for you? Would you like another shot at Coleman? Would you like to fight Nogueira? What's your game plan?
I'll take either one of those fights. Doesn't matter. I'll fight Mike Tyson. I'll fight Mike Tyson in boxing ring. If you go out there and you prove that you're the best athlete, you fight them at their sport. Like I'm going to submit Ken Shamrock, rather than punch him. I'd fight Mike Tyson standing up with gloves on. I can't sit there and challenge Tiger Woods to a fight.
I do have to mention, I don't know what is Rampage's problem, if he uses a block bot, because I think I was following King Mo, and I think King Mo has blocked us now too. Pride Resurrection, that is, on Twitter. But Rampage has blocked us, and I think it was because I liked or retweeted one of King Mo's comical pictures of a fat black guy in a bathtub with Rampage's face on it. I retweeted that, or I liked it. And like it was shortly after that I was blocked by Rampage. So Rampage is very sensitive. And I think King Mo's blocked us now anyway. I don't know why. But we are also blocked by Mauro Ranallo for unknown reasons. I never said anything bad about Ranallo, except maybe I said that I thought Steven Quadros was the best Pride play-by-play guy. I think he might have seen that, took offense, and then he blocked us because we were following him, and then no more. There seems to be a lot of people that use block bots or like mass blocking on Twitter. Did you guys know that?
I say I'm a better golfer than he is. If I'm going to prove I'm a better athlete, then I challenge him at golf.
When you were starting in mixed martial arts,
I figured
what
that was
fighters
the case.
Did you look up, and what fighters
I figured that
shaped you
they
as a
had,
fighter?
it wasn't them themselves, they had helpers
Dan Severn,
that were
buddy.
see stuff that they're like, oh, they wouldn't like that, and they block it.
Give me the opportunity to change.
Yeah, I don't understand. What is Mauro?
At that point,
I don't understand what his issue. Well, I think I know what his issue is. He's got some psychological issues.
He introduced me to the right people, and from there just catapulted.
Okay, would you like to make a statement to the public that has supported you all these years?
Yeah, I'd like to say thanks a lot for your support. It means a lot to me.
Thank you, Alan Da Silva. I appreciate that very much.
The majority of the people are really good. There's a few jackasses like the idiots on the underground who don't know their head from the hole in the wall.
Is he talking about MMA Underground? If he is, I think that's the same chat or the same message board that Quadros got in trouble for using alt accounts, and this was around this time period, 2002, 2003, MMA Underground. He was using alt accounts to promote himself or like give himself props, and he was figured out. You can still find this story on the internet if you search for Stephen Quadros message board or forum. Just use those search terms, and you can find the whole story about him. Eddie Bravo was a part of exposing it too.
People are really good, and they know what's going on.
What has been your toughest fight so far?
Toughest fight. Probably my wife. She's tougher than nails. You know, she got a good left hook.
Xavier Woods blocked
Really?
you? Well, I can
vicious.
understand. Xavier Woods
Usually waits till I'm asleep
seems
to
like
hit
he
me
would
with it.
block people like really
It's a tough
easily.
Have you ever given up in a fight?
No reason to.
Well, when you fought Coleman, he was putting a pretty big smackdown, and you looked a little out of gas, but you didn't quit in that fight.
Oh, listen, look at this face. Fry is about to kill Quadros. Quadros is talking shit. Quadros is right in front of him. He's like, Coleman was putting a hurting on you, and you kind of ran out of gas. I gotta replay this because you can see Fry's anger just like turn on a dime. He's happy.
No.
He's all right here.
Well, when you fought Coleman, he was putting a pretty big smackdown, and you looked a little out of gas, but you didn't quit in that
Gets
fight.
angry.
What do you attribute your iron will to?
I signed my name. You know, I signed my name to fight. I don't sign my name to quit.
He is
And
upset
you
with
won 2
Quadros right
tournaments.
now.
You were a finalist in another tournament. And Ken Shamrock, he's fought in tournaments also. What do you think of his attempts at tournaments?
I think they're pretty lousy. You know, I think he's a one-fight fighter. You know, he's good for one fight, and then he finds a reason to pull out of the tournament.
Do you respect Ken as a fighter?
As a fighter, yeah. Fighter, he's fantastic. He's tough. He's one of the toughest fighters out there. He's still one of the top fighters out there in the world. But as a person, the guy's a dick.
Any feelings toward Gilbert Ivel?
Nah, I don't have any feelings toward Gilbert Iver. You know, he means nothing to me. I'd love to fight him again.
Okay. Let's say you beat down Ken. Will you guys be able to shake hands and then end this rivalry?
That's up to Ken, not up to me. You know, when it's over for me.
Quadros is like, I don't know if Quadros is just
hell, he made
unaware,
me spit in the face, and
like
I really
he's
can't blame him for
lacking
that.
self-awareness
You know, I said some
when
things that are probably
sometimes the stuff he
inappropriate,
says.
but they were necessary to get him to fight me.
Okay, Don, it's always a pleasure. Best of luck.
The camera goes out and Quadros gets
He's been called many
stomped.
things. He's been called The Rock. He's been called the most dangerous man alive. He is
Hey.
Ken Shamrock. Ken, why did you choose to...
He's the world's most dangerous man. Okay, I'm the most dangerous man alive, Quadros. The most dangerous man alive today. They keep messing up. Okay, so Don Fry fucked up his nickname. Don Fry called him the most dangerous man on the planet. It's the world's most dangerous man. Quadros just fucked it up too.
I don't know. I guess kind of. I don't know if it's demented or kind of sick or what, but I think in order to be good at what I do, you've got to have this kind of mentality. But it's knowing when you get in the ring, be able to dominate or control another individual, or even to instill fear in your opponent. I don't know, just something about that. Just I don't know, is rush, you know. And then and the biggest part is knowing when you're walking around that your peers respect what you do. Like, hey, you know, that's one bad motherfucker.
I don't think
when you first
anybody
came in,
respects you,
were
Ken
a
Shamrock.
submission guy, a lot of leg locks.
I like Ken
I think a lot
Shamrock,
of
but
people
I
are
don't
afraid
think
of that
anybody
leg lock. Do you think that's
respects
going to be
him.
a factor in your fight with Don Fry, submissions?
Well, I think any time that an individual is well-rounded with his hands, his feet, his knees, his submissions, whether it's arm bars or leg locks, there is a certain fear factor in letting someone get to that point. So yeah, I think that is going
Jonathan
to be in
was
Don's
wrong.
mind.
Yes, everyone keeps messing up his
I
fucking
think
nickname.
when I walk into the ring and I take my shirt off and I stare Don in the eyes, then I think that he's going to understand that he wished for something that he shouldn't have.
Wait, hold on. What are you implying here, Ken Shamrock? He just said, when I take my shirt off and stare at you in the eyes. Let's listen to this again. That's what he says.
when I walk into the ring and I take my shirt off and I stare Don in the eyes, then I think that he's going to understand that he wished for something that he shouldn't have.
Yeah, what's happening here?
So there's a certain amount of retribution in that tone. You want to dig into that?
Well, I don't know what his thought is, or maybe I do know, but he went about it the wrong way. He wanted to get back into mixed martial arts. I took the route of going into pro wrestling. I paved the road for a lot of other individuals, including Don Fry, to make that transition into pro wrestling. I was the first, and I was very successful at it, and it helped pave the way for other people to go that way. And Don took that way over into Japan. I came back into pro wrestling, or excuse me, back into the world of fighting with pride. And Don has now come out of pro wrestling and want to get back into fighting, and chose me to fight. And I meant no disrespect about when I said, well, he needs to get a couple fights under his belt before, you know, I'll think about fighting him. Well, he took that as me running and hiding and being afraid of him. Well, I ain't afraid of nobody, and I've taken every fight that anybody's ever put in front of me. I fought some very credible fighters, a lot more credible than him. And I don't...
Alexander Otska, is that who you're talking about, Ken Shamrock? Alexander Otska, is that a credible fighter you fought?
Run from anybody, and he's calling me a chicken, and I'm hiding from him? And
yes, he called him Don.
He's gonna find out. He's wished to God he got a couple more fights, because when I'm done with him, he's gonna... He probably will never fight again when I'm done. If I get the opportunity to get a hold of something, I'm gonna break it. I will break it, because he has disrespected me. And I'm not going to sit there and listen to anybody say I'm going to duck him or I'm chicken. So if I get a hold of something, you can count on one thing. I'm going to break it.
Okay, let's say it goes in your favor and you do break Don Fry. Would you like a shot at Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira, the heavyweight champion of Pride?
No.
The heavyweight champion of Pride.
Did he just say who? It's like, who? He's confused. Like, the heavyweight champion of Pride. Minotauro, you know him?
Like a shot at Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira, the heavyweight champion of Pride?
Who?
The heavyweight champion of Pride, Nogueira.
Oh, yeah. The one choked out Coleman?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, right now, the only thing
he does not want that. He does not want that fight. Are you kidding me? Nogueira would obliterate Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock has no skills that could pose a threat to Minotauro Nogueira. I think he knows this.
my mind is Don Fry. Don Fry is the only thing on my mind right now, and I want to hurt him bad.
Okay, with Don Fry, do you think that there's envy in him?
Well, there's got to be something, because there's no reason for him to come out and say the things that he was saying, talking about my family, my dad, for instance, and about my brother. He has no reason to come in and attack me in that fashion, saying, well, that's the only way he can get me to come out and fight. What do you mean? I've been here. I ain't running anywhere. I've been here. I put whoever Pride has put in front of me and fought them. And Don hasn't been one of them.
You still call him Don?
And I'll tell you this, he went about it the wrong way. There's an old saying, you let a sleeping dog lie. You don't kick him and wake him up.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts that you'd like to give to the fans who have been your detractors?
And hold on, I'll pause it right here. Ken is very cringe. BCM Power, we will get one fight in tonight, and that's Matsui versus Gracie. Rodrigo Gracie, I think it is. So anyway.
Explain that to me.
I think we have a great set of Valid Ishmael promos to get through, though.
Detractors.
Detractors is someone that doesn't like you and will talk. You know, come on, you're busting my chops here. You're a funny man, you know that?
Well, I mean, come on, man. I mean, some of these people might understand. Listen, I want to say something to my fans out there. I appreciate the ones that have stood behind me this whole time, through the worst, times of when I've had some problems and haven't really
I think Ken Shamrock does have Asperger's.
We all have those times when we slip a little bit. And to those fans that have stood behind me and followed me and been loyal to me, this fight is for you. I'm going to go out there and show you what Ken Shamrock is capable of doing and what I have learned from the past. I'm a better fighter now than I was back then.
No, you're not,
like
Ken.
fine
You
wine.
are not.
You age.
Oh, you know what? I'm aging, and I'm aging with beauty. I'm aging with skill, and I'm aging with energy, and I'm aging with anger. Is there
Okay.
anything else I can say about aging?
No, you seem to be aging fairly well. You look like you're in great shape. You were about 215 for this fight. That's a little bit lighter than you were when you were pro wrestling. Do you feel quick? What do you think your advantage is going to be?
Steroids?
Boxing? How do you feel about your boxing skill?
Steroids are going to be the
See when we get out
advantage.
there. No, I'm like this, you know. I saw the sport changing when I was in WWF because I followed it. I like to. I mean, I'm in love with mixed martial arts. The way this is, I'm in love with it, and I'll always be a part of it. And I have this desire to always want to be involved.
I will give
in
Ken
somehow
credit
or
for being a
some way.
founder of Pancrase. I think Pancrase
So
was probably
I've seen it evolve
one of the most
from,
revolutionary things to,
you know, the first
to
UFC
start the
to where I was in Pancrase to
the
where I
MMA
was
scene.
in WWF. You know, it has evolved so much. And as it evolved,
Yes,
I've been
Jonathan.
following it.
He
So
just
I
loves
know
saying he's sleeping
the
dog.
only
He's
way
waking up
that
to
you're able
sleeping
to
dog.
compete in today's mixed martial arts and be successful at a high level is to be able to do both, very efficient, the stand-up and the ground. I know it was always talked about before that you had to be a well-rounded fighter, but it is more so now. Your hands have got to be really skilled. You've got to be able to throw combinations, and you got to throw them hard. You're not a boxer. You can't throw 3, 4, 5 combinations. You got to throw, if you're going to throw a jab, you throw it hard. You throw a right hand, you throw it hard, and you throw 3 or 4 punches behind it. But you're not throwing them just to land them. You're throwing them to hurt somebody. So everything you throw is with bad intentions. So I'm ready
Tonka,
to go
I
stand
agree.
up,
They do
or
not
I
get
will
enough
go on the
credit.
ground. Either way,
in
to
terms
me,
of
it doesn't matter.
pretty much
It's whatever
starting.
whatever he brings, I'm bringing.
Mixed martial arts is a
Do
mainstream
you
sort of
respect
thing.
Don Fry
Everyone looks
as
at
a fighter?
UFC. Pancrase started before UFC. I think UFC had been in the works by the time that Pancrase debuted. But Pancrase was definitely a sport. UFC was just a sideshow when it debuted. Pancrase was developed as a sport anyway.
No.
Why?
I just think as a fighter, a good fighter respects other fighters. And what he did to me, I mean, prior to all the things that he has said, you know, I did respect him. But after what he did, I mean, he had no reason to open his mouth and start talking about my personal life. Nobody has that right. And the minute you do that, you lose all respect. He's lost my respect. He has no respect. As far as I'm concerned, he's a piece of shit. And when I get in the ring, I'm going to treat him as such. Like I said, you don't kick a sleeping dog.
Do you got that, Quadras? You
so
don't
there
kick
we
a
have it.
sleeping
Keeping
dog.
it real with Ken Shamrock. It's been a pleasure, Ken, and good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm with a man who's always an interesting interview.
There's Valid.
Valid, what is your nickname and why do you have it?
You know my nickname, everybody knows. The Grace Terminator.
The greatest Terminator. He's the greatest Terminator.
Yes, not big problem.
And why did you get that nickname?
I not get it. Somebody, because I beat 4 Gracies. Everybody know that, like Ryan Gracie, Royce Gracie, Renzo Gracie, and Ralph Gracie. But now is another time. Now my name is Valid Ismail, ready to fight. There's no doubt about it. I trained so hard for this fight. You know, so hard in Brazil with my coach Carson Grace.
He's staring so deeply and intently. Oh, Valid. I love me some Valid Ismail.
And my wrestling coach, Derry Gola, and Muay Thai coach, Luis Alves. You know, I'm very happy to be here again. I'm gonna show my best. Believe me, this is gonna be a great fight, because everybody know I don't stop. I don't care. If the guy punch me, I punch back. Every position he wanna fight, I'm gonna fight him here. Stand up, the ground. You know, this is my home.
Get real close there, cameraman. Let's
care.
get into those eyes. Get into those deep eyes of Valid Ismail.
Let's go to the big fight.
Okay, you're fighting Alex Stiebling. Now, Alex just beat Alan Goes in his last fight, who was a former training partner of yours. Did you see that fight?
Yeah, for sure. This Alex Stiebling, really good guy, really good fighter, having really good endurance. But let's go see. The time the punch go into his face, he's gonna still there. Really good.
He's getting he's half cocked here.
Endurance. Because the time the punch go in the face, you see who the man, who the kid.
Do you think that he's going to be knocked out with punches, or do you think you're going to submit him?
Oh, my God. How can you not love Valid Ishmael? He is so awesome.
I think I just going to fight hard, do my best. This I going to do, you understand? I ready. I train so hard. I give, you understand? The Christmas, the New Year, I train the whole this day. Now in Brazil, it's Carnival. It's big party in the country. I didn't see nothing. I train so hard. You know, somebody call, oh, what you do? I just say I train for the war. You know what I mean? Now I'm going to show you again my best. You know, I don't care. This is my problem. I want to fight. You know, I want to do my best. You know, I train so hard. I give my life for the fight. You know, how many years you listen about Valid? A lot of years. Because I don't care. You want to fight? Let's go. Come on. No
He just wants to fight.
But I know my fans, I want to be my fans happy, you understand? It's the big interest for me. If the guy don't like me, you're going to cry because I'm still here.
Okay, let's say if you beat Alex Stiebling, who would you like to fight next?
Man, for me it doesn't matter. Understand? Now I focus to Alex. I just think about him. You know, my life go to Alex Stiebling. You understand? I not think after. I think for Sunday. This I think. It's going to be a really good fight. You know, I not make project, oh, I'm going to do after this. No. I have projects to the fight. After the fight, I'm going to see what I'm going to do. But I just think about this fight. Have some guys, oh, after this fight, I'm going to do this, going to do this. No. I just think to Sunday. Just this. See, do my best.
Continue to listen to
fight hard.
Valid here. I'll be right back.
Important. Understand? Give a good show for you. What this big, because the pride, no doubt, is the big one. Championship the world is that the best structure. They care the fighters, respect the fighters. It's very, very important.
I'd have a beer with Valid too. Yeah, I think it.
Okay, I just have one name that I would like to mention to you, and you can say whatever you want when I mention it. Ryan Gracie.
Ah, he's a chicken. You know, everybody know. I beat him 1 minute and a half. No, I don't want to talk about this chicken. You see, this guy is weak. I told you to everybody. Everybody remember the last time I come here? I said, hey, this guy is nothing. He's a weak. You know, everything I say, good question, everything I say before the fight, happen in the fight. I just want everybody to remind, everybody remember, everything I say before the fight, happen in the fight. You know what I mean?
Is my microphone still working? Okay.
I told it to everybody, I'm ready to fight. I trained so hard. I show to everybody. Now I tell again, I feel much better to the last time, much better. Because I train hard. You know, I not go to party. I don't, you know, my friends call me, what you gonna do? I go to train. I just said this, oh, let's go to you. No, I go train. I'm ready. I need training double. You understand? Have good talent. I know I have hard. You know, I have hard to fight.
Yeah, him talking shit on Ryan Gracie, and of course Ryan Gracie died a couple years back. He did not like the Gracies.
There's no doubt about.
What's funny though is he didn't like the Gracies, but he trained under Carlson Gracie, one of the Gracie uncles. I don't know what was going on with that family.
You see, have a lot of guys talk a lot of no bullshit, like this guy Rickson Gracie. Rickson, babas stay inside the home, not to go show up. You know what I mean? You know, I'm fight all the time.
Wait, is he talking shit about Rickson Gracie? I gotta hear this again. Because Rickson Gracie, of course, was revered. Oh my God, Rickson Gracie. He never fought, but he was revered.
Inside the home, not to go show up.
You know I didn't go back far.
You know, I need training double. You understand? Have good talent. I know I have hard. You know, I have hard to fight. There's no doubt about. You see, have a lot of guys talk a lot of no bullshit, like this guy Rickson Gracie. Rickson, babas stay inside the home, not to go show up. You know what I mean? You know, I'm fight all the time. Understand? I'm fight. No, I'm ready to fight. Understand? I'm not staying inside my home. Understand? Because he wait, you make a mistake for him talk bullshit. I know I'm here. Understand? This one guy, you ask me, who guy you wanna fight? This guy a good fight because imagine I beat.
I see Tom Tanaka and Jonathan was wrong, likening the lead here to The Room, Johnny Wiseau, Tommy Wiseau.
4 Gracies. I beat Ryan Gracie, his cousin.
It is true.
Ralph Gracie, his cousin. I beat Renzo Gracie, his cousin. I beat Royce Gracie, his brother. What are you gonna do? Nothing? Come on, man. Show up.
Waleed, it's always a pleasure. Okay. Obrigado, and good luck.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. All right, so now we're going to get to the fight that is on this DVD extra, which is not included on the main DVD of Pride Bad Blood. They cut it out for whatever reason. Not sure why. It's not like I don't think they ran out of space on the freaking DVD either. So I don't know. Anyway, it's Matsui Jughead taking on Gracie. I think it's Rodrigo Gracie.
Matsui Daichiro vs. Rodrigo Gracie.
ただいまより本日の第3試合を行います。And now the third match. 青コーナーよりRodrigo Gracie選手の入場です。
Wow, you see the effort he put into that.
Okay, he's from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Rodrigo Gracie, or you could call him Rodrigo Gracie. The 26-year-old is the former 1998 Abu Dhabi Combat Club submission referee champion at 87 kilograms.
He's jumping around. He's doing some karate.
No, it wasn't even an alternate bout. It was on the pay-per-view. It was on the actual event. It was the third fight of the night for the event. They just, I don't know, they just cut it out. I guess they didn't think people wanted to see it.
Traditional karate, let's say that. He is from the Gracie family, one of the most famous families.
But that's okay, because they cut out a lot of shit on the DVD. They didn't have a fighter parade. They didn't have most of the walkouts. So I'm glad. I think on probably the Japanese DVD, they had all this stuff. So we actually get to see the stage here. The really elaborate ramp system. Really awesome work.
In the martial arts, let alone the world of mixed martial arts. In his corner, he will have Enzo Gracie, one of the most colorful players in the martial arts game, along with Ricardo Almeida. And look at him, he's really wound up about this, boss.
Oh, yes, he is. And he was boxing. He showed some boxing moves, and to me, it actually looked good. You know, so obviously he has been training on boxing.
There's Renzo Gracie.
What do you want, you know, with the
Renzo Gracie, everybody.
Training like Renzo.
He's got dad jeans on.
And let's see what's going to happen in the fight here. Whoa, he's doing his move.
Well, you listen to the crowd. They love that. They love that. See, what a lot of people forget is not only is it fighting, but it's fighting entertainment. And it seems that Rodrigo Gracie has got a real firm grasp on that, because his enthusiasm is infectious right now.
Oh
yeah, and he's passing us here
They
right
should
now.
do that now. That's what's missing out of MMA now.
Except
maybe in Japan, they still
no, I don't want to go in the middle.
Pride
I want to get in
overboard.
over the top rope, and he did say he was very excited about fighting in the Pride Fighting
Championships. They really went over.
Pretty obvious. Okay, and his opponent is a man that you and I know very well. He's been in Pride 12 times. This is his 12th time. Daichiro Matsui from Takata Dojo.
From
one
Takata
of the
Dojo. He says that like it's something to be proud of.
Never say die type fighter.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Energizer Bunny, big time right there. Way up there with Akira Sojo. And 12 times, Stephen. Just to say it, this is the 12th time we are working together here at the Pride Fighting Championships live.
Yes,
the ultimate
we are
Homer
live
wearing his own shirt.
Daichiro Matsui, in my opinion, boss, has been the second half on 2 of the greatest grappling.
I wonder if these songs that they're playing for the walkouts is going to get
them
this
was
video
against
flagged.
Jose Pele Landi, which he beat the Brazilian Vale Tudo legend, and the other one was a losing effort against Carlos Newton. That was a tremendous display of heart and escaping technique and aggression for Matsui.
Yeah, it was a perfect match. especially for the people
Jonathan,
here in
you're going to
Japan
have to explain
who
that.
really
Pipe
understand
check.
the ground game.
Does
They
he check
can really
guys'
appreciate a
pipes?
fight like that. Escapes, attempts, non-stop for 20 minutes in a row. Beautiful match. Taijiro Matsui loves fighting in Pride. When he was a boy, he grew
Well,
up
what's funny
watching
is
pro
that
wrestling,
his,
and he wanted to be a pro
Taijiro
wrestler.
Matsui,
and he did
for
pro
the
wrestling with Sakuraba.
honor
but
of
both
being
he
in
and
the
Sakuraba,
Takada Dojo, he
the
got a
very
monthly
decorated,
salary from
teammate
Takada.
from Takada Dojo.
In
both went into
exchange,
mixed martial arts.
any money
Sakuraba
that
has
he
been more
negotiated